When I was younger, I mean, there were no skate parks when I was young, so anything that we skated was they were all street spots. And at the time, skateboarding hadn't progressed to the level that it is now, so we would have fun just on a curb, on a painted curb on the street, and we could sit there all day and just have fun on it.
It was a spot behind the fire station at Armitage and Larrabee. It was a series of brick humps and bumps that were all connected, so you could just carve around, get air. It was pretty incredible, actually. And
My name is Uriah Ruta. I'm the owner of Uprise Skateboard Shop. I got my first skateboard in 1986. It was a hand-me-down from a friend in the neighborhood. It was a cheap board, and that's what started it all. Me and my brother got boards at pretty much the same time, and we've been skateboarding ever since.
my name is Stephen Snyder, Stevie Dread, whatever. I'm an artist. I'm a coffee bagger, skateboarder, musician, designer, builder, dreamer, thinker, do-nothinger. My first real true memory of being on a skateboard, probably, I was born in 1962. 1964, being a kid being babysat at my grandmother's. My cousin had a skateboard. I remember sitting on the board in the driveway, getting pushed up and down the hill. I turned 12 years old, 13 years old. My mom came home from work, and she had the skateboard in a grocery bag. It was $8 for this wooden board, clay wheels. I went to the hardware store prior to her buying it at lunchtime, and I told the guys, if my mother comes in to buy me a skateboard, get this one, not that other one. So I got it for my birthday. It's pretty innocent times, man. No grip tape, clay wheels, no pivot bushings in the truck. Weird. There was a lot of disadvantages, but it was skateboarding. So.
Well, once we all got a little bit older and our resources were spread, once we got a little bit older, between all of the skateboarders in the city of Chicago, our tentacles started to go out there and meet more people, and more people started coming our way, and just skateboarding in general was a little more accepted. And I guess, to tell you the truth, once the powers that be, once their sons and daughters started skating, then it was game on.
We never had a park. Since I lived here in '84, we had been talking to the park district. Basically, the reason why skate parks weren't as common as they are now was it was a liability issue. But technically it wasn't. It was just something that lawyers, people who didn't want to just research and deal with things, could throw at you and say, we can't do this because of liability.
Burnham Skate Park on 31st Street was the first public skate park in the city of Chicago. I think it was '99 is when we started the process of dealing with the city, reaching out to the city. They were receptive to us. We had a couple of people that got us to the right people to start the process of getting a skate park built. So once we started dialogue with the city, and they were receptive and really, wanted to get us a spot, it was just a matter of where they were going to put us. So when they originally told us that it was going to be at 31st Street at the beach, I was, kind of surprised that that's where they wanted to send us, because, like I said, at the time, it was a pretty crazy. I mean, people would go and cruise there. It was a lot of gang activity. It was pretty. Like I said, you wouldn't just go there on a Saturday afternoon like you would now and see families and people playing. And now there's a huge harbor there with boats. It wasn't like that when they first put us in.
8 or 9 other people got together. We met with the city, met with the contractor that they had picked. The contractor thought it was a slam dunk for them to come in and just sell us what they had as a park, not knowing that we had skated some of the parks that they had built, knowing that they were just pretty much crap. These guys were just architects who not skateboarded. We had a meeting devised with the park district, this architecture group called Thompson Dyke, and a focus group consisting of myself, 8 or 9 other skaters. I was the oldest skateboarder on the group at around age 30 something, and we had a father and a son, and the son was like 14, and then Uriah, Jesse, Ted. So the age group ranged pretty much from 14 to 52. these architects came with their just idea of what they were going to try and sell us, and we quickly debunked any and everything that they thought was relevant. And so what they did was, in their defense, smartly brought boxes of modeling clay. And so we suggested that give us this clay, our daily bread. No, just kidding. Give us this clay and give us 2 weeks, and we'll come back and we'll show you what we're talking about. So between the guys, we got together. We put together a scaled clay replica of what Burnham pretty much turned out to be, sans maybe 1 or 2 items, and gave them a list of depths, transitions, heights, everything that they needed to know to build a quality, good skate park that functioned, that gave everybody what they wanted. Everybody was happy with the design. It was a good mixture of transition, banks, streets, ledges, rails, all the things that were current at the time, and we addressed all those issues with this design.
I think it was a little bit easier, honestly, in my opinion, because the first park was already put in. It was time tested. I mean, after the first 2 years of Burnham being there, the powers that be couldn't even believe how much it was being used. And all we could say is, we told you so. I mean, when they had statistics about how much those were being used versus the 7 baseball diamonds that are in Grant Park right down a little bit that are never used, they couldn't believe it. So moving on to Wilson, once that was in motion, the money was already there to build the park. They had allocated and found the money to give us another skate park.
And so once Wilson was completed, the city started to look at skateboarding and started to accept it. There's basically 5 skate parks in the city, as opposed to 500 or more tennis courts, same amount or more of basketball courts, soccer pitches, and ball diamonds. So there's a definite disparity as far as equality goes.
Man, I actually have to say I like Burnham. I really do, because I like the fact that it's not perfect. It's if you found anything at Burnham on the street, you would skate it all the time. So all the trannies a little bit different. All of the transition is what I should say if people don't know what tranny is. It's all a little bit different, and it's a little bit. It's not perfect, and then they have all of the different, mani pads and ledges where Wilson doesn't have all of that.
Yeah.
So personally, I like Burnham.
All right, thank you.
That's it?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about more?
I don't know. I was like, that's it? Is that good? Do you think you got enough information there? Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Awesome.